Hello there, I'm Paul here, and today I want to go over a very special day yesterday, which was Comic-Con yesterday at P&J Live Aberdeen 2025, because I went to my first ever Comic-Con convention and it was really good, and I thought I would share the experience with you and how good it was. I will briefly explain what Comic-Cons and conventions are. So basically, Comic-Cons are these big conventions you can go to. Usually they cost money, of course.
Money!
You get to walk around, you get to see different stalls full of merchandise, so like toys, books, sometimes DVDs, posters, paintings, drawings, keychains, Funko Pops, Legos, different like brands. And you get to see a lot of like cool things about, most of the time it's about the newer things that are coming out, and sometimes the older things, so like old franchises, new franchises. You get a mixture of interest, films, TV shows, music, games, that sort of jazz. And basically they are open for a few hours, but also at these Comic Cons you get to meet actors. It's basically just this big cool place you can go to and see a lot of different merchandise, actors, people, new things, old stuff and stuff like that basically. A mixture of content for you to enjoy. And of course it's not for free, it was £26 to go there. And two of the things I bought, which I'll shortly get to, a photograph and an autograph, cost £35 each, which is quite a lot. That's like £70, and I do understand because it's these big actors who are coming and they're spending their time not just taking photos with like fans, they're also going and signing autographs on books and different things. And my mate went there to see, I think he went to see two actors, and the one he was paying for was really expensive. I went with a huge group of friends. My mate picked me up in the morning in his car, we drove to collect two other people. In this video of I'm showing photos, I'm not going to show their faces or I'm not going to mention their names, because I would need to ask for their permission, and I just want to focus on what I was doing at the event. So when we got to Comic-Con, my friend parked where the parking space was. We got out, we went to this big queue at P&J Live where the Comic-Con was happening. We had to get our bags searched, well everyone did, because there was this queue. It was just to make sure no one was bringing like any harmful weapons or anything that could cause a problem in the Comic-Con. So it was all good. We went through, we started meeting up with a lot of people, some of our friends. We noticed some people from our old school, friends from college, a mixture of people. There was so much amazing things there, as in merchandise wise. There was DVDs, there was books, there was keychains, plushies, action figure toys, game, like I think there were some board game type things, Funko Pops, Legos. What else was there? There was just so much merchandise. You got like Marvel, Disney, there was LED lights. I actually bought a bluey light, which was £10, and a lot of like other cool merchandise, but it was not cheap. They were very expensive, which would make sense. It's a Comic-Con, they're not going to let you off easy with like something for £2. Obviously it's going to be a bit more than that. So there was just a lot of cool merchandise walking around. And a lot of my friends were like, oh, I really want that. Because, like, it's the joke is it's so expensive. You can't afford everything you see there. It's just, and it was amazing. You got to interact with these different people. People would tell you facts. You bumped into these people. They would let you take selfies with them. Or in fact, they would want to take selfies with you. It was an incredible time there. And of course, there was cosplays of like Deadpool, Spider-Man, Batman, Five Nights at Freddy's, anime, Disney, Marvel, that sort of jazz. There was a heap of people going in duos, pairs, partners, stuff like that. It was so fun. I didn't dress up for it because, let's be for real, I've never cosplayed in my life. And there was just a lot of like people dressed up. I think someone even was dressed up as Bluey somewhere, although I'm not too sure. But there's just so much amazing cosplays there. Someone dressed up as like Plankton from SpongeBob and Gary even from SpongeBob, which was incredible. So many people were like noticing there was people wearing the exact same outfits or characters, and it was fun. You got to take photos with them. And I thought if you wanted a photo with an actor, well, with people dressed up as like superheroes, you would need to pay for it. But these were people going to the event and not running it, so you were allowed to take photos with them as you like. My friend, she wanted to go see the handmade costume Comic-Con event, which was happening there. Well, it was a show there for like 20 minutes or so. Basically, these people would come on stage with handmade costumes, ones they've built from the bottom to the top, ones they've built from scratch. And whoever had the best design wins. And we went there, we watched it was fun. She really enjoyed it, and I had a good time as well. But the thing I was most excited about in Comic-Con was the £35 and other £35 photograph and autograph I paid to see Mara Wilson. So when I was in the line for the autograph with my friend, I was feeling a bit nervous because, it's my first time meeting an actual actor. I think a lot of people would be like that, meeting a famous celebrity or someone who worked on a big project, something like that. So I was quite nervous, but I knew I was going to have a good time talking to her. So when it came close to me going up to get my autograph, I pulled out my Thomas and the Magic Railroad DVD. And she was really surprised because most of the day she was getting autographs for people who knew her from Matilda or Mrs Doubtfire. And so we had this lovely conversation about Thomas and the Magic Railroad, her time in production on it. She said she loved working alongside Alec Baldwin and Peter Fonda. She said a lot of things like she was going through a lot, and Britt Allcroft, she was very heartbroken to hear, like everyone else, she was very heartbroken to hear about Britt Allcroft's passing last year in December. And she said Britt felt like a mother for her during the time of production of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. And so, another thing as well, I had my Sooty puppet on me. Of course, I bring him around because it's a comfort for me when I'm going out places, stuff like that. So when I had my Sooty puppet on me, Mara Wilson immediately recognised it and went, "Oh, Sooty Sweep. I remember them. My friend showed me a clip of them on YouTube a few years ago." And I was quite surprised. She said they didn't have Sooty over in the States, which kind of made a lot of sense given the fact Sooty's more of a British thing. But she said to me, "Am I a fan of Sooty?" And I said, "Yep, got the videotapes, DVDs, books." And she said, "Oh, that's wonderful." She spoke to me a bit more about Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and she heartwarmingly said Thomas could be enjoyed by anyone, and she's so happy to hear that there is a big community who still love Thomas the Tank Engine. So she pulled out the sleeve cover, signed the top of it. She asked me if I wanted my own name written down or her full name written down, and I said her name. And then she put it down, she put the sleeve back into its cover, gave me the DVD, and smiled, waved and said thank you. So yeah. Then at 12, I would go to get a photograph with her, and the queue was so long. The queue was like heaps and heaps of people. Obviously, since she's a big actor, there's going to be a huge line, but it was so long. But the photograph was worth it, and she said she loved my purple hat, which I told her I got from a charity shop a few weeks ago. After I got the photograph, I went around walking with my friends again, looking around the different stalls. And I bought some stuff. There was a bluey LED light and I wanted it for my bedroom. It was £10, but it looked really cool. I bought Freddy Fazbear and Elmo socks. I also got a Teletubbies VHS, which is Dance with the Teletubbies. And of course, had my Thomas and the Magic Railroad DVD with me. What else was there? Oh yeah, my friend had bought a Star Wars goodie bag and he got a cup, which he didn't really want to give it to me, which was kind. They had a lot of other cool things. There was like a Shrek action figure, a Simpsons action figures, there was a Teletubbies cuddle toy, there was some Thunderbirds VHS tapes, there was I'm pretty sure there was some Dennis the Menace videotapes as well. Just a lot of really cool items and merchandise, but like I said, they were quite expensive, so yeah, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people got everything they saw and wanted, but it was good enough. But the Comic-Con event was really amazing, just a lot of fun people dressed up in costumes. There was cosplaying, of course, there was people enjoying themselves, running around, looking around the different stalls, buying things, pointing out stuff they like, meeting their actors. My mate paid to see someone who was a bit more expensive than Mara Wilson, so yeah, you got to go around speaking to these people. People bumped into each other who had the same interests, got photos, selfies, got a lot of merchandise to take home. There was food there, but I never bought it because it was so expensive, like £6 for a hot dog, and I was like, no, I'm not paying that. So there was quite a lot of niche stuff there. It's such a good time as well. And like, with it being such a big place, it would be a struggle for people with a lot of anxiety problems. Like when I was younger, I used to have anxiety going around and being in big, like lots of people. But I was so happy because I got to be around my friends most of the time, and you know, like they would walk and talk with me. We would go to this big room and sit down on chairs and like speak and talk about what we just saw and all that. And we had to like squeeze through a lot of people. It was just so crowded. It was like a huge mob of people around the area, which is no surprise since it's obviously Comic-Con. There's going to be heaps of people there regardless. And it was just really fun, and I really enjoyed the fact my friend took me there, because I was worried I was going to wake up on this day and be really late to it. And of course, our tickets were booked at 9 o'clock, so we could not miss those tickets. And if I did not wake up early as I did, but I'm lucky we did get there, and I really enjoyed it, seeing a lot of cool people cosplaying, costumes, statues, animatronics, the various merchandise and items, looking around. And my favourite part, of course, was meeting Mara Wilson, getting my DVD signed and taking a photograph with her and discussing with her Thomas and the Magic Railroad. It was a really fun time. And there's how Comic-Con 2025 went, my first ever Comic-Con convention, and I really enjoyed it, like I said. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.